Drill deep to left field. This could be it. See ya. He's done it. Number 61. He's been chasing history, and now he makes it. He and Roger Maris are tied with 61 home runs, the most anybody has ever hit in a single season in American League history.
There's our buddy Michael Kay with the call on yes. Yesterday, as Aaron Judge hit 61, and in any language, it was an incredible moment.
Judge, batazo, profundo por el izquierdo, olvídala, Elsa, se fue, la número 61 se fue.
WADO for the call all over the world. The shot heard round the world, the shot that changes so many things, a moment that many of us never thought we would see as a player hitting 61 home runs without any question whatsoever, or at least not the same kinds of questions that we currently have about all of the players who have ever hit that many home runs, save for one. That, of course, is Roger Maris, whose son, Roger Maris Jr., was there last night to see it.
I think it means a lot, and it's not just for me. I think it means a lot for a lot of people, that he's clean. He's a Yankee. He plays the game the right way. And, I think it gives people a chance to look at somebody who, should be revered for hitting 62 home runs, and not just as a guy who did it in the American League. He should be revered for, being the actual single-season home run champ. I mean, that's really who he is if he hits 62. And I think that's what needs to happen. I think baseball needs to look at the records, and I think baseball should do something.
All right, so the assembled members of the hashtag crew are here. That's Bubba, that's Nuno, and Hembo, who said to me earlier today, and the fact that Bond, Sosa, and McGuire all did this in the National League is just a coincidence. So the fact that this is the American League record isn't enough. It doesn't feel like enough to me. How does it feel to you?
I agree with that. The fact that those three guys did so in the National League, this is not a case in which the American League was testing for steroids and the National League was not. We obviously know that is not the case. But in my judgment, even though this is not the actual record, the fact that those three guys did do it actually amplifies what Aaron Judge has done. Here's what I mean. We know how incredibly hard it is to hit 60 home runs in a season because only Ruth and Maris had ever done it. It's so hard that you literally had to cheat in order to do so. So I guess if you asked 100 baseball fans today, or the day that Aaron Judge hits number 62, who's the actual champ, the way that Roger Maris's kid phrased it, the actual champ, I think more often than not, people are going to say Aaron Judge.
Here's what I'm going to say, and we're going to ask you that question a little later. I am going to open the phones, but don't call now, because we'll give you our thoughts, and then I'll tell you when to call. I don't want you to sit on hold all morning long here. But I will at some point this morning ask for your phone calls and your thoughts on what this means, what this record means, because, again, it is a record. It's not just the American League record. No one knows or cares what the American League record is for anything else. Now, Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hit streak is not the American League record in any more reason than Pete Rose's 44-game hit streak is the National League record. We don't get excited when someone approaches that. So, what does this actually mean? I've given this a lot of thought of late, and I want to preface my comments by saying I know that I can't assume everyone listening right now listens to me all the time. So I feel a need to state for the record before I say anything else. If I was a Hall of Fame voter, I would vote for Barry Bonds, I would vote for Mark McGuire, and I would vote for Sammy Sosa. Now, if you read my first book, which was published almost 15 years ago, you might say, Greeny, you wrote the opposite of that in your book. And that's true, I did. Because 15 years ago, I saw this very differently. 15 years ago, I thought that a few players were cheating within the sport, that they were outliers, and that they did not deserve to be celebrated for having done so. I subsequently learned over the course of time that I was wrong. Learning, changing your opinion on things, especially in light of new information, is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. It's not flip-flopping. It's recognizing that we don't always know everything. The information I had was incomplete. And with the release of Jose Canseco's book and all of the things that followed, and oh, by the way, it was Jose Canseco who changed everything. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I was there covering it on the front lines. This was Jose Canseco's book that changed everything. But anyway, in the light of the new information I have, which is that this was not a problem that was unique to just a handful of players, but that some number, I believe greater than 50% of players in Major League Baseball were using at that time, that I've come to feel like I can't sit in judgment of the people who chose to do this. I can't pretend these things didn't happen. I believe that we should celebrate the greatest players of their era and let history tell the story. So I would put them in the Hall of Fame. I would also, however, commemorate when he gets to 62, Aaron Judge as the single-season record holder, and we have found an easy way to do it. I'll give you more context before I tell you what that way is. I'm old enough to remember when an NFL season only consisted of 14 games. Before that, there were 12. Then it went to 16, and now, of course, it's 17. So if Jim Brown ran for 1,642 yards in a season, I'm just making numbers up, in a 12-game season, and then someone in a 17-game season ran for 100 more yards than that, does it seem reasonable to say, well, the record is now this, even though the accomplishments were completely different? To me, the answer is no. So
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.